I give all kudos to my players who came in with attitudes that we weren't going to be defeated. The cliche that it's tough to beat a team 3 times, they weren't even fazed by it because they recollected when last year A&T came and kicked our butts and it got worse every time. So thank God for platforms and opportunities, but I owe it all to the young ladies who bought into Scout, my coaches who gave great scouts, and my players on the bench who reminded the players on the court of what the personnel of A&T does.
We'll open up the floor for questions, and we ask the student athletes when speaking to speak directly into the microphones.
Coach, in a game when both your teams shoot just under 30%, how important were the 25 times you turn them over and the 21 points in a 56-point game?
I like how you studied that, really. Hey, that puts it all into perspective, but they were critical. I mean, the turnovers were critical, because if you recall, I'm looking at the numbers, 8-7 in the first quarter. That was probably the most boring game that you've seen in a minute. But what I continue to do is praise my players on how we got stops each and every time, and the stops weren't just missed shots. I mean, we got a few steals in that. So the energy came from the fact that, hey, we haven't scored yet, but we've prevented them from scoring. So getting them to turn over the ball was great because it got us more shot attempts than they did. And that's all we want, the opportunity to score the ball more than our opponent. Y'all gotta ask Kieche White some questions. She's been waiting since her freshman year.
She's from the Mecca of basketball and girls basketball, DC, I'm sorry.
Kieche for scoring game-high 19 points, but scoring 9 of our 14 points in the fourth quarter. Talk about stepping up late in the game. You've done it several times, but finding the willpower to score late in the games when it was another close game.
Well, I do it most of the time. I think I'm an energizer fourth quarter player, but you know, I keep my team going throughout the other quarters too as well. As long as I'm not, I mean, if I'm not scoring, you know, I'm setting something up for my teammates. So.
For both the players, the coach said last year, the year before, she wasn't comfortable losing early and not advancing. For you, what does it mean to have this game and advance now to the semifinal round? The program.
It's big. I think we're going to win it all.
I agree with her. Here's the thing, I mean, my players are extremely humble. Paulina Afriyie is going to have to talk more than this. But what we have in our locker room, I think people are beginning to see. But my coaching staff and I and the people that have been following us closely, we understand we've got the Rookie of the Year in our locker room. Say what you want. Manissa Rivera is the Rookie of the Year, and in line to be a national Rookie of the Year candidate. So we've got that. We've got Zaria Atkins, who doesn't get the credit, but I believe for a great period of the last couple of months, she's led the MEAC in assists. So we've got people in that locker room that go hard on a regular basis. Paulina Afriyie is probably one of the most humble players I know. I want to see her get mad and actually curse somebody, but it's not going to happen because she's a quality young lady. She's level-headed and she puts things on her shoulder. But I'm just proud of her growth. I'm proud of how she takes the hit literally and keeps on going. And she's definitely been the leader of our team.
Jonathan Duran, North Carolina Central University. Question for both of the players. In your senior years, what does it mean for you to go from where you started in your freshman year? Last year you win the program's first tournament game in program history at the D1 level, and now you helped this team advance to the semifinals for the first time. What does that mean for you as seniors?
It means a lot to me because my first 2 years, every time I used to come here, everybody used to say like we were already gonna get sent back home, so we didn't even need to pack all those clothes, and we need to make plans for spring break and all this stuff. But now I'm starting to see like the whole program's getting better and everybody's gaining confidence. And now we're not even thinking about going home. We're just thinking about winning the championship. So it means a lot. And it means a lot to the people that helped get us here.
I agree with her.
talking about advancing, and you got the wins under your belt, and hate to be this guy, but there's a chance that, you know, a lot of tournaments are closing. I think you guys are like the last tournament left. How do you prepare the team for either possibility, whether you play tomorrow or maybe a distance in?
That's a great question, and you can't prepare for that other than speak it and throw out the possibilities. I tell people all the time, don't expect anything if you haven't said it. And so I'll articulate, you know, the possibilities. But I guarantee you, like Paulina said, our minds are focused on winning a championship. It doesn't have to be any kind of crowd here. We don't mind, but we're going to play because we feel like we've worked hard for it. So, you know, that would be a sad reality, and those are things we can't control. But I guarantee you, no matter who's in the gym or where we have to play it, we practiced at a Boys and Girls Club. We can go there. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. We'll be ready to play and face our worthy opponent.
One last question, ladies. Operate under the assumption that you do play. On paper, there's an opportunity there with the number 1 seed having been knocked off. Reality this time of year is often quite different. What's the challenge in facing maybe not the team you expected to see in the semifinals?
I don't see a challenge.
Neither do I.
Even if Looking would have won, we would have the same mentality. So,
Yeah, I think we're ready for whoever you put in front of us.
This has been an exclusive presentation of the NCCU Sports Network.